Think ChatGPT is impressive? That's cute. Because there are now AIs that can code better than senior engineers, argue like philosophers, and, in Gemini's case, remember more than your entire family combined. And no, this isn't some science fiction skit. These are real, active models running everything from search engines to your smartwatch to, possibly, your boss. Today, we're ranking the top 5 most powerful AIs in the world as of July 2025. And let's be clear, these aren't just chatbots. These are hyper-intelligent systems being quietly installed into the backbone of the internet, enterprise software, and national infrastructure. We're talking logic, autonomy, memory, agentic capabilities, tool use, and real-world influence. The kind of AI that doesn't just answer your question, it solves the problem, tells your manager, then updates the company's roadmap. Let's kick off with number 5, which, despite being a lower rank, still makes most of us look like potatoes. GPT-4o? Ah, good old GPT-4o, the AI you're probably chatting with right now. Don't let the friendly tone fool you. Behind that smiley interface is a digital beast. GPT-4o is OpenAI's real-time multimodal model. It doesn't just read, it sees, hears, and responds faster than your non after 2 cups of tea. It can look at an image, write a caption, explain the emotion on someone's face, convert it into code, and then give you dinner suggestions based on what that person looks like they would eat. It's creepy, clever, and wildly competent. Used in everything from ChatGPT's voice mode to Microsoft Copilot, GPT-4o is designed for real-world interaction. It handles images, voice input, live translation, and even emotional tone recognition, all in real time. It's like having a personal assistant with 0 sick days, unlimited memory, and no concept of privacy. Why only number 5 then? Because while it's brilliant for interaction, it's not the deepest thinker in OpenAI's toolbox anymore. There's a more advanced sibling we'll get to soon, one they charge you extra for. Still, if AI were a sport, GPT-4o would be an Olympic-level all-rounder. Just don't ask it to do your taxes. Yet, Claude Sonnet 4. Now here's one that doesn't get enough mainstream hype. Claude Sonnet 4. Anthropic, slick, quietly powerful genius. You know that one person in your class who didn't say much but then aced every exam without breaking a sweat? That's Sonnet 4. While GPT-4o gets all the limelight for being flashy and charming, Sonnet 4 sits in the corner, quietly understanding 200,000 tokens of dense research, building an agent workflow, and correcting your dodgy Python script, all before lunch. Sonnet 4 is Anthropic's hybrid model, optimized for both intelligence and speed. It's designed for high-volume use cases. Think enterprise-level deployments, automation systems, customer service agents, and unlike GPT 4.5, it's available to everyone. That's right, even your neighbor who still calls Wi-Fi, Wi-Fi, can use this model. It handles long documents, follows complex instructions, and executes tool-based workflows like a pro. While others talk about being safe and aligned, Claude Sonnet 4 actually delivers on it, with more transparency and reliability than a politician on truth serum. It may not be the absolute peak of power, we'll get to Opus soon, but Sonnet 4 is the model that just works. And when you've got a client breathing down your neck, a chatbot that doesn't hallucinate your entire business strategy is a blessing. Bottom line, if GPT-4o is your charismatic frontman, Sonnet 4 is the dependable studio producer, making sure the album actually drops. GPT 4.5. Sliding into 3rd place, we've got GPT 4.5, the quiet powerhouse OpenAI reserves for people who pay the big bucks. Think of it as GPT-4o's older, more academic sibling who charges consultation fees and doesn't attend family dinners. GPT 4.5 isn't flashy, it doesn't do voice chats or fancy expressions, it thinks. And when it thinks, it's like listening to Sherlock Holmes solve a Rubik's Cube mid-air, blindfolded, while reciting Shakespeare. Released in early 2025, GPT 4.5 introduced sharper reasoning, more reliable memory, fewer hallucinations, and better alignment with user intent. In simpler terms, it's less likely to give you a confident but completely wrong answer, and more likely to actually help. It's what powers ChatGPT Team, Enterprise, and the mythical $200 per month Pro tier. You know, the kind of model used in places where mistakes cost millions or lawsuits. Its real strength? Chain of thought reasoning. GPT 4.5 can follow complex multi-step logic like a human analyst on double espresso. It doesn't just answer, it explains, anticipates, and sometimes corrects your question before you finish typing. So why isn't it number one? Because while it's incredibly smart, it doesn't quite push the boundaries of autonomy, agency, or raw data crunching scale like the top two do. But make no mistake, if you're serious about using AI to build, analyze, or automate, GPT 4.5 is the gold standard. Claude Opus 4. Welcome to Claude Opus 4, the model that doesn't just understand prompts, it overachieves on them. If Claude Sonnet 4 is the sharp student, Opus is the professor who teaches quantum mechanics on the side while coding its own syllabus. Opus 4 is Anthropic's most capable AI model as of July 2025. It boasts insane context handling up to 200,000 tokens, which is enough to read and analyze War and Peace without breaking a mental sweat. But context is just the start. Claude Opus is an agentic system, meaning it doesn't just give answers, it builds solutions. It can chain tasks, make decisions, call tools, and adjust its strategy as it goes. Coding? World class. Complex reasoning? Better than most consultants. Ethical alignment? Surprisingly grounded for an entity with no heartbeat. The cherry on top? Claude Opus is being quietly used across legal, financial, and medical research spaces, not for the buzz, but because it actually performs at elite levels. So why isn't it number one? Because Google's next model doesn't just solve problems, it wants to understand everything. Gemini 2.5 Pro. Sitting on the AI throne in July 2025 is none other than Gemini 2.5 Pro, Google DeepMind's apex creation. If GPT 4.5 and Claude Opus are laser-focused academics, Gemini is the polymath who builds rockets, paints portraits, then debates Kant in perfect Mandarin. Let's start with the jaw-dropper, 1 million tokens of memory. That's not just long documents, that's entire databases, user histories, technical manuals, and multi-hour podcasts fed in a single go. Gemini doesn't forget, it studies. Then there's Deep Think mode, an advanced processing tier that lets the model break down problems in layers. Complex logic chains, strategic forecasting, research-level synthesis, it's all possible, and it's scarily accurate. Gemini 2.5 Pro is multimodal, multilingual, and multi-capable. It speaks, sees, writes code, analyses spreadsheets, and, no joke, helps Google run its entire ecosystem. From YouTube moderation to medical research, Gemini is already embedded in systems you touch every day. But it's not just brain power, it's integration. Gemini isn't sitting in a lab somewhere. It's in Android phones, Google Docs, Ads, Chrome, and Search. It's the quiet superintelligence pulling levers behind the curtain. If AI models were superheroes, GPT 4o is Spider-Man. Claude Opus? Probably Batman. But Gemini 2.5 Pro? That's Doctor Strange with root access to the multiverse. It's clever, connected, and terrifyingly capable, which is exactly why it's number one. Honorable mentions? Before we wrap, let's give a nod to the AIs that didn't make the top 5 but are still poking at the boundaries of what's possible. Grok 2. Still very much a work in progress, but open source, fast improving, and integrated into X. Think of it as the rebel coder, learning to build itself from scratch with attitude. Meta's Llama 3, Meta's open source contender, isn't winning benchmark battles, but it's playing the long game. If openness beats performance, Llama might just outlast the big dogs. Gemini 2.5 Flash or Flash Lite. The default models powering everyday Google apps. Think of them as the sprinters, light, fast, and cost-effective. They're not Einstein, but they'll get your emails sorted. Sora, OpenAI, the mysterious one. Sora is OpenAI's text-to-video model, capable of generating hyper-realistic footage from prompts. It's jaw-dropping and completely locked down. Maybe that's for the best. Though yeah, the top 5 are powerful, but the benchwarmers, still smarter than most humans, and definitely funnier on command. Keep your eye on them. Some of these underdogs could be in the top spot 6 months from now. These AIs aren't just answering questions anymore, they're shaping industries, rewriting rules, and possibly outsmarting us all. If you want to keep up with what's coming next before it shows up in your job description, hit like, drop a comment, and subscribe to the AI Uplift. Trust me, the next model on this list might already be watching.